Comfort was busy tending the lettuce patch in her garden. You know, it's been a long time since we've seen the family, she said to her husband. You're right, answered Mr. Comfort. He was stretched out on a bench, doing what he liked to do best in a vegetable garden, reading a cookbook. Maybe it's time for a family reunion, Mrs. Comfort said. A wonderful idea, Mr. Comfort agreed. Let's see. Menus. Dinner for two, serves 4 to 6, banquets. How many people would we be having? He asked. So that's him lying on the bench, and that's her in the garden. Okay. Alright, the Comforts call their children. They call their parents. This is old people, right? Mrs. Comfort called her brother. Mr. Comfort called the next door neighbors, who were almost like family. Everyone could come. There's 32 people all together, including us, Mr. Comfort said. What could possibly fit in our oven and still feed 32 people? He wondered out loud. Why not make our famous spaghetti and meatballs? Asked Mrs. Comfort. Good thinking, Mr. Comfort said. Now, what about renting some tables and chairs? Asked Mrs. Comfort. She got out the telephone book. What do you guys see here that's abnormal?
What do you call it, sitting in a chair?
What do you call it, sitting in a chair? What do you call it?
Lazy.
No, not lazy. What is sitting in a chair? A cat sitting in a chair. It's a whatchamacallit. He had it in his mind, he just couldn't bring it out. I don't understand that. Okay, 2 weeks later, the big day arrived. Mr. Comfort got up very early and spent all morning cooking. He baked 16 loaves of garlic bread and made 8 pounds of fresh pasta. He simmered 8 quarts of spaghetti sauce and rolled 96 meatballs. Mrs. Comfort picked all her ripe tomatoes and cucumbers. Can somebody open this for me? Cucumbers and lettuce for salad. Thank you. Just put the top back. While Mrs. Comfort waited for the tables and chairs she rented, she drew a seating plan. Then she got out the dishes, the silverware, the glasses, the tablecloths, and some vases. But when the rental company arrived, they were 1 chair short. So how many chairs did they have if they were 1 chair short?
31.
31. Good. Don't worry, said Mr. Comfort. You'll think of something. Oh, they got a chair at their house. You know, but anyway. So, see? Mrs. Comfort found a folding chair. Now the tables were ready. Each had 4 place settings, 4 chairs, and a vase with lovely cut flowers. Mr. Comfort came out of the kitchen balancing 8 plates of celery and olives, 1 for each table. Okay, so if there were 32 people coming, how many tables were there? How many settings?
8.
8. Y'all are smart. Why was there 8? Because what?
Because
Time.
8 times 4 equals 32.
Hey, Miss Newton, you over here teaching, girl. Your students are smart. Just after noon, the Comfort's daughter and her husband arrived with their 2 children. So how many people was there?
30.
How many people was there? I just said. Okay, just afternoon, the Comfort's daughter and her husband arrived with their 2 children.
4.
38.
Oh, somebody said 6 because we forgot to count who? Oh, not kids. Mr. and Mrs. Comfort because they were already there. Anyway.
He said there are 36 people now.
Did you say?
He
Okay.
said
Yeah,
30.
he said 36.
Okay. Okay, anyways, let's keep going. Welcome, said Mrs. Comfort. Come sit, said Mr. Comfort. Let's push tables together so we can sit with us. So you can sit with us, suggested the Comfort's daughter. And here she comes, messing up stuff. But there won't be room, Mrs. Comfort said. But there is, said Mr. Comfort. There's plenty of room and plenty of garlic bread. Everyone was just about to sit down when a car pulled into the driveway. Mrs. Comfort's brother and his wife, their daughter, her husband, and their twin sons all spilled in. How many people came in the door? Mrs. Comfort's brother, his wife, their daughter, her husband, their twins. 6. All spilled out. Welcome, said Mr. Comfort. Oh, I should say welcome, said Mr. Comfort. Sit down, sit down. Oh, let's push over 2 more tables so we can all sit together, said Mrs. Comfort's brother's wife. The Comfort's daughter and her husband got up to help. But that won't work, said Mrs. Comfort. They messing everything up. Why do you think they're messing stuff up? What's going on here when they're pushing these chairs together? The tables together. What's going on when they're pushing the tables together? So like
There's
they're,
less crowding on people. There's less room.
why is there, what's going on? When they, okay, so they have 4 individual tables. When they push 2 of those tables, those 2 in the middle is being squished, but can anybody sit in the middle now? No, so you're subtracting people's spaces to sit. So she's saying they're messing up, that won't work. But they're not listening to her. So, cause see, look at her, she is like, that won't work. Sometimes you gotta listen to your mama. But anyways, that's another book. You're so right. Oh, I forgot. I guess I can see him turn the page. You're so right, Mr. Comfort said. We'll have to push 2 more tables together. But that won't work either, said Mrs. Comfort. You're right, said Mrs. Comfort's brother's wife. Make way, shouted Mrs. Comfort. Mrs. Comfort's brother and the Comfort's son-in-law, they each carried over a table and put them side by side. You don't understand! She must be a teacher. Anyways, Mrs. Comfort sighed. My plan was, but nobody heard. Everybody was too busy. They were just too busy. There's a lot of people. I said don't make a plan, just sit where you sit and eat what you eat. But anyways, save some of that garlic bread for me, a new arrival called. Me too, me too, me too. 3 voices piped in. So how many people is that?
3. Wait, no.
4.
4. Well, look who's here, said Mrs. Comfort's brother's daughter's husband. Nobody has names. It was the Comfort's next door neighbors with their daughter and son. Hello, hello, said Mr. Comfort. So glad to see you. Have a seat while I get more garlic bread. You want everybody broke to be same. But there is no place for them to sit. said Mrs. Comfort. Oh, if it's a chair, you got somewhere to sit. But don't worry, said Mrs. Comfort's brother's wife. We'll just divide these tables into 2 groups of 4. So now they're dividing. Go ahead, Mrs. Comfort said. But I'm telling you, when somebody cut her off, you fret too much, said Mr. Comfort. Bread, anyone? He had cooked all that bread and he was like, y'all gonna eat this bread. So, see? Has anybody read this book before? I can't turn the page. When all the tables had been rearranged, everyone sat down. See, Mom? The Comfort's daughter said, it worked out just fine. Mrs. Comfort sighed. Hi, hiya, hiya, boomed a familiar voice. Mr. Comfort's father, mother, and their little terrier strolled in. Hello, Grandma. Hello, Grandpa, the Comfort's daughter shouted. Oh dear, said Mrs. Comfort. Where are they going to sit? Now you gotta let Grandma and Granddaddy sit down. Even if somebody get up, right? You can't just let the old people stand up. They might fall. They got a cane and everything. No problem, said Mr. and Mrs. Comfort's next door neighbor. If we just push all 8 tables into one big line, there'll be room enough for everyone. Actually, Mrs. Comfort began to explain. Absolutely, said Mr. Comfort. He was carrying several big bowls of salad. Better move fast or this salad will be really tossed. Okay, is that gonna work if you push all the tables together?
No.
No, why not?
Because some people can't sit. Because in the middle of the
It's subtracting what?
chairs.
It's subtracting the ones in the middle all of every table, right? So yeah. You see all those chairs on the outside? They messing up big time, huh? As long as Grandpa and Grandma sit down, they'll be all right. But anyway, no sooner had everyone gotten settled than Mrs. Comfort's mother and father drove up into their yellow convertible. Hello, Granny. Hello, Gramps. The Comfort's daughter shouted. Mrs. Comfort put down her fork. Oh dear, she said. Don't worry, we're all family, right? Gramps said. Let's just split this long line of tables in 2. There will be plenty of room for us to squeeze in. Just let us squeeze in. But it still isn't going to work because Mrs. Comfort started to say, a bowl of salad slid into her lap. Sorry, said one of Mrs. Comfort's brother's daughter's twin son. So now we spilling food and just being silly. You should have known that was gonna happen, right? Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Comfort and their 18 relatives and neighbors were finally all seated. They passed the salad and the bread. They shared the celery and the olives. And when they heard a cheery, "Hi, everyone," most of them held on to their plates. The Comfort son and his wife pedaled in on a bicycle for 2. Their twin daughters rolled in on skates. Didn't I tell you? Mrs. Comfort said, "There's not enough room." "No problem, Mom," said the Comfort son. "We'll just divide these 2 lines of tables into 4 pairs. Okie dokie." So Mom is over here having a cow. I guess having a pig, so since y'all saw the pig, and everybody is just having fun, eating and doing whatever.
Oh, I see.
She's, you can't even think of it. Okay. Wait, you're all forgetting something, said Mrs. Comfort. "We're olive salad over here," the Comfort's daughter said. "Don't put any tomatoes in mine," said the Comfort's next door neighbor's son. "Is there more garlic bread?" said Mrs. Comfort's mother. "Why, who's got my silverware?" asked Mr. Comfort's father. "Hey," Mrs. Comfort's brother's daughter's son said it to his twin brother, "that's my bread you're eating. Get your fingers out of my salad." Now this sounds like a real family. The Comfort son daughter said to his twin sister, "Don't play with your food," said the Comfort son's wife. "What did you say?" asked Mrs. Comfort. "I said," Mrs. Comfort Mrs. Comfort said. So it's just like kind of crazy still. Oh, this is really crazy still. Beep beep, a big red van parked at the curb. Out jumped Mrs. Comfort's sister with her husband and their triplets. So how many people is that?
Five. Triplet. Four. Five.
Triplets.
But the
Triplets.
triplets and then the 2 adults.
Oh, wait a minute, I forgot this. All three of the triplets had brought their boyfriends who were also triplets.
So that's 6. So that's 8.
Eight.
And then 6, 8.
Good job, that was a twist.
Triplets that date triplets.
Triplets that date triplets. Now, do you see what I mean? This is Comfort asked. Where are they all going to stay? Does that sound like our family reunion?
Yeah.
We have a lot of people in our family.
There's 17 brothers and sisters.
It's 18. Remember
18.
I told you when you came to visit?
18. Oh yeah. 17. I'm not listening to you. There are 17.
But
There's
it's
17.
okay, so we'll say there's 17 and they always have
And they have
friends.
everybody has kids and their friends and their grandkids and their great grandkids. The girlfriends and boyfriends and husbands and wives. Yes.
Yeah, it's
A lot of us.
always a lot of us. It's so funny. But anyways, that's another story. Well, my dearest, said Mr. Comfort, I haven't served the spaghetti yet. We'll just move a few chairs, reset a few places, and there will be plenty of room for everyone. I give up, cried Mrs. Comfort. She sat down in her chair and didn't budge. I say we divide the 4 pairs of tables into 8 single tables. Well, that might be a good idea. Mrs. Comfort's brother said he and his wife moved 1 pair of tables apart. The triplets and their boyfriends moved the other 3 pairs. You see, said Mr. Comfort, it all worked out. I see everything is back exactly the way I had it, said Mrs. Comfort. I knew you'd think of something, said Mr. Comfort. Now, how many meatballs would you like? How many meatballs did he cook?
36.
No, he did not cook
96.
96.
So they each get 3.
They each, how did you get that?
It's 3 times 32.
3 times 32 is what? Very good, you smart. So that's spaghetti and meatballs for all. That was good.
We got a math and a reading lesson in it.
Yeah, y'all did good. Y'all did really good.
I don't think I need that
Okay, so how much time do we have?
How much whichever tongue you eat.
Oh, girl, you sound like me. Okay. All right. Remember that I told you guys that I wrote books? So, I got a book. You guys are going to be very, very special because I have a book. I'm in the process. I said that I didn't, you know what? I'm not supposed to say this, but I'm gonna see how I can say this. Sometimes you ask for things, you know, you always get the desires of your heart. Does everybody understand what I mean when I say that? You always get what's in your heart. And I said I've been teaching in the classroom for 25 years, and I love teaching. I absolutely love teaching. But I had gotten to the point to where I was doing so many other things because like I have this nice little walker, and I walk pretty good. But I wear the sunglasses. I don't wear the sunglasses because I'm so cool, but I am cool, I know. Oh, y'all act like y'all don't agree. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. I wear the sunglasses because on June. Oh, y'all might think this is cool. On February. Well, no, y'all don't think this part is cool. But on February the 5th, 2019, I had a stroke, and yeah, it wasn't that much fun. I was doing aerobics. And I was like, this little man, and I had already said it. I was like, this little, on our family app, we have a family app, right? And so, like, we write things to each other. But on the family app, also, we have, like, a workout app. We have Workout Warriors. And we, like, talk about us doing exercises. And so, like, in last October 2018, I decided for not Black History, but for
Black Friday?
not Black Friday, child. For what's the pink thing?
Cancer?
Breast cancer. Yeah, breast cancer awareness. Because we have two aunts. We have 4 aunts who had breast cancer, and we had 3 aunts who passed from breast cancer, who they initially had breast cancer, and one who she died from another cancer. But anyways, so I wanted to do something else besides just, you know, like wear the pink or whatever. So I started walking, so I decided I was gonna walk 20 miles for breast cancer. So I started walking, and I would walk every morning, and I would, you know, like put in my so many miles or whatever. So my uncle, our uncle, he was like, well, you should join the Workout Warriors. I was like, me? No. But anyway, so every day we would put in how many miles or how much we had logged or whatever. So in the morning time, I would either walk, or if I couldn't walk, I would do aerobics. And so I would find a YouTube channel or whatever that was doing aerobics. Well, it was this little dude, I can't remember his name. But he was so weird, but I could kind of keep up with him, you know what I'm saying? And I took a picture of him, I was like, this dude right here is just too excited. You know, he's just really too excited. I told my niece last night, I said, that man, he was too excited. I said, that man gave me a stroke. He really did. Because that morning, when I had my stroke, I was doing aerobics to that man. And when he started going faster, I got so dizzy, and I was like, something's not right. So, and that's when I had the stroke. I had the stroke on February 5th, 2019. So, anyway, so y'all probably did, but the man was weird, and he was just, and I put it on the family app. I was like, this man he looks crazy, and he is just too excited. I said, but I can kind of keep up with him. He was doing like the gospel aerobics or whatever. So like I would do whatever I could do.
And one morning I did the whole thing, and I was passed out on the bed. And I took a picture of me sweating on the bed or whatever. But that morning, February 5th, I seriously had a stroke, and I had to go to the hospital and all that kind of stuff. But this December, like on December first weekend in December, I always have a weekend of release. I got a tattoo. Y'all wanna see it? So, I got a tattoo, and the tattoo, I gotta take this off because my arm hurt. The tattoo is, ow. So the tattoo is right here, right? So see, it says 2519, and that means February 5th, 2019, right? And this symbol is Celtic, and it means new beginning. And so I had said in my mind that on February 5th, 2019, God began a new life in me. But I wasn't going to put all of that on my arm because that's a lot. So I said, so I started looking for a symbol. So that's what this symbol is. So I got the tattoo. So I got the tattoo and I was laying on the table and I walked in there, but I couldn't walk out. That thing was hurting so bad. Anyways, so that's what I did. But anyways, back to my little story. I said that I wanted to write books and tutor, because I love math and do workshops and kind of do what I'm doing right now. So the book that I'm working on like 3 books. People have come to me and asked me to write their books, write their stories. I've actually been out of the country because to write books. I've written a book where this guy was in prison for 20 years of a crime that he did not do. And then he got deported to Panama City, Panama. You heard of the Panama Canal, right? That's in South America, right? So that's where he lives. Because he was in America and he was very naive, and well, the story is his brother gave him drugs, a bag of drugs, and the police caught him. The police saw him with a bag, and the police asked him to look in the bag. And so he was like, yeah, this is my brother. You're like, yeah, you can look in the bag. But the bag had all these drugs in it, and the bag belonged to his brother. Now, when you have a criminal mind, you're gonna do whatever it takes to get out of trouble, right? But when you don't have a criminal mind, and when you're good, well, not that you have when you don't have a criminal mind, you don't always think of bad things, or you don't think of lies because you're not a liar, right? So he was like, this is my brother. This is my brother's stuff. Well, when the police asked his brother, was that his stuff? Guess what his brother said?
No.
Yeah. And so he spent 20 years in prison.
I know.
Well, he spent 17 years in state prison and 3 years in INS, and he got deported. So INS is like, I forget what's the name of it. But that's where you're in the country illegally, and then they deport you. So that prison, they have a prison for people like that. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. That happens a lot. That happens a lot. But anyway, so I've written like a lot of books like that. So this guy's sister, she found me on Facebook or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, so I've written a lot of books. You guys are going to be very special because you're going to hear about one of the books that I'm in the process. It hasn't been published yet. But the name of this book is called Wayla's Wonder Wigs.
So you get a lot of money? No.
Girl, I wish, but I don't yet. Yet. You gotta call it as though it is. So what I did was, it's called Wayla's Wonder Wigs. So the purpose, so this is what I want to do. Wayla's Wonder Wigs is about a little girl. I'm gonna read the story first, and then I'm gonna tell you after. So I even went to Office Depot and I got it printed out for you this morning. And the lady was so nice. She was like, "You taught for 25 years? Oh my goodness, that's enough for a teacher discount." And she was like, "Oh, you're so sweet. You got a nice smile. That's another discount." I was like, "Well, what else can I say to get a discount?" So like originally to get my stuff printed out, it was like $33. Take a wild guess how much it was.
Like
$1.
$1.
$5. $5.
like a dollar. Like
$3.
not $3.
It was $9 and some change.
Oh, I was so close.
Yeah, you were so close. So I was like, "Thank you so much. You're just," and her name was Debbie. So I was like, "Debbie, have a wonderful day." So anyway, this is Wayla's Wonder Wig. And I wrote this story. It just kind of like came out the blue. I was going to be in this. They have like, I lived in Clearwater, and like they had this hair show. And I was involved in this hair show couple of times, and I would take my books there, and I would sell my books, and it was always like so exciting, and the people would buy my books and stuff like that. So then like in 2018, I was invited to come back to sell my books again. I was in the hospital, so I couldn't go, but I had started the book. I had started 2 different books. So one book is Little Girls in Their Hair. So what I did, I started the book. I would take pictures, or I would get pictures of little girls and their hair. So I just like, it's just like a photo album, like girls getting like their hair braided, like her hair, girls getting their hair washed, like ponytails, like your hair. But all of the girls would be 7 years old or younger. So it would be like girls in their hair. And so I put that book together. But when I was in the hospital and I couldn't do it, I just stopped it, you know. And so this one is Wayla's Wonder Wigs. So this one is about a little girl who's 6 years old, and she has leukemia. And she has to get chemo. So what happens to your hair when you get chemo?
You lose it.
You lose it. It falls out. So instead of Wayla getting all sad and about her hair falling out, Wayla would get these wigs. She would have her mom, like her mom, her nana, her mima, to get these wigs. So that's what this story is about. So I'm going to show you. And my niece, she did the drawing. So that's Wayla. Okay? All right. And see how you're so important, how you're so special? I didn't even put the book together. Anyways, it says, "Hi, my name is Wayla Hia Samaj. Wayla Hia Samaj. Now, I am 6 years old, and I have to tell you something. When I was born, my dad gave me the name Wayla because he said it means be sure of direction. My mom gave me the name Kia because that means God's good health. And Samaj is what? I wonder if anybody can guess. See how far down. Samaj. What is Samaj? Her dad's last name. Huh? Samaj is James spelled backwards.
What?
It's James spelled backwards. It's my name spelled backwards. Ain't that cool? See y'all, y'all.
I got it. We had a student when I taught at New Black, and his name was Samaj because his daddy's name was
James. Yeah, when I think, I don't know what year it was, but I was teaching at this school, and the guy, not the guy, the social work guy will always call me Samaj, and I was like, what is that about? And then he told me, he was like, you're so silly, it's your name spelled backwards. And I was like, I like that. So, anyway, that's why her name is Samaj. Every day, I wake up saying, thank you to God for my mom, my dad, and my white magical doggy Rafiki. His name means friend, and he is really a good friend. Y'all know where I got the name from Rafiki?
Lion King.
Lion King. But I had a little poodle named Rafiki. Rocky. My dad also taught me what's called affirmations. He says that affirmations are just words that make you believe in yourself, no matter what. Every day I stand in the mirror with my ponytails and PJs and say my affirmations. Every day after we pray, I say, I am a healthy, wealthy vessel of God who lives a positive, productive, and powerful life. My very name tells me that God has given me good direction and good health for my life, and I believe God. See, that's her saying her affirmation. So every time, if I don't show you the page, that means it's not a picture on there. Anyway, my mommy made a sign with my affirmations and hung it in my room. I love the sign because even before I could read the sign, I knew what it said. You know how kids can memorize things. So that's the sign. Did I tell you that I was in first grade? Yes, I am in first grade, and I have been doing an amazing job. At least that's what my teacher, Miss Johnson, says to my mommy and daddy. I like Miss Johnson. She's a really good teacher. She makes learning so much fun. Probably like Miss Newton, huh? Did somebody just suck that teeth?
probably Sarah.
I did not do
It
that.
wasn't
No.
you, was it?
No, it wasn't him. It wasn't her. It was him. Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, he hasn't been in my class that long.
He probably don't do his homework. That's
He
why.
doesn't. And he rolls on the ground.
Anyways, I really like Miss Johnson because she noticed some things that had changed about me. Miss Johnson told my parents that she noticed that I had not been wanting to play so much at recess lately. She also told them that I had not been eating all my lunch too. That was unusual for me because I love to eat and playing is my favorite thing to do.
Do you think I would notice if you had changes going on with you?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, you notice things about your kids. And we call you guys kids, not, a lot of times we say kids and not students. Because when you become our students, you become our responsibility. You become a part of us. And sometimes we go home and talk about you.
Oh.
Yeah, but not necessarily bad things. Like we talk about, like for instance, Miss Johnson probably went home and told her husband that, Wayla, something's going on with her because that girl likes to eat like she loves to play, and lately she's just been like sitting on the bench and not playing so much. Anyways,
My mommy looked really concerned. She felt my head and asked how did I feel. I told her that I really did like my lunch and loved playing too, but I just could not make my feet run like I used to. Later that night, my daddy asked me the same questions. I told him that my bones hurt, and I was so sure I had arthritis. He laughed. I was not laughing though. He asked me what did I know about arthritis. Well, my Gigi says that her bones hurt all the time. She says that Arthur makes her bones hurt. When I asked her who was Arthur, she said arthritis is Arthur. So I must have Arthur in my bones too. My dad chuckled and said he didn't think I had Arthur in my bones because I was too young. No picture there. The next day, my mommy and daddy took me to see my pediatrician, Dr. Ford. I like Dr. Ford. She always makes me feel calm when I see her, even if she gives me a shot. When I'm sick, she makes me feel better too. Her giving me candy always helps too. That's Dr. Ford. I was happy to see her today. It didn't really show on my face, but I was happy. I know she is going to make me feel better. Today was a little different though. She gave me a lot of tests. Not school tests, but see what's the matter with your tests. She told us that we would have to come back in a couple of days to find out how good I did on the test. We went back to see Dr. Ford and she said I did not do very well on tests. I was sad because I like doing well on tests. And Dr. Ford told us that my white blood cells were out of whack and she wanted to do more tests on my bone marrow. You see, like this is a picture of leukemia.
What
And
is
the-
leukemia?
It's gonna tell you in the thing. I did not like the bone marrow test at all. I had to lie down on the table and she stuck a needle in my back. I especially did not like the results. Dr. Ford said that I had a form of leukemia. Dr. Ford said that I have acute myelogenous leukemia. Acute myelogenous leukemia. See, like when you get bone marrow tests, they have to stick this long needle in your bone, and they have to test the bone marrow. And that's like, you know, if you break a chicken bone and that little brown stuff that's in there,
Gross.
that boy said it tastes so good.
Ugh. Who said that?
Kyler,
Tyler.
what do you think? Why? It's edible.
Okay, a lot of things is edible that we don't eat. Like sushi. But anyways, this is a cancer that is usually found in kids my age and teenagers. She says that AML fights white blood cells. See, now I'm telling you what it is. AML fights white blood cells and grows really fast so that these cells crowd out the good white cells that fight infections in our bodies. When this happens, I get all sick and feel really icky.
So we haven't learned that part yet when we get to science, but the job of your white blood cells is to fight off diseases and sickness.
Is that what you were gonna say?
Yeah.
Good job. I don't like feeling icky, but I remembered some things. My name says that God gave me good health. And Dr. Ford always makes me feel better when I get sick. I said to her, so you know what's wrong. When are you gonna fix me? My mommy and daddy laughed. I don't understand why they laugh when I'm so serious. Dr. Ford told me that I would have to do what's called chemotherapy. That's when the doctors give shots
with chemicals that is supposed to stop the bad blood cells from growing so fast. Dr. Ford said that she wants to start me with 60 shots. I said, whoa, whoa, Dr. Ford. That's just way too many shots. She laughed again, but she explained that I will only get 1 shot per visit. Dr. Ford told my family that I would have to come see her Monday through Friday for 12 weeks to get my dose of chemotherapy. So that is what I began to do. Dr. Ford also told us that I would not feel good at first and my hair would fall out from the chemotherapy. She said I should continue to pray, say my affirmations every day, eat as much as I could, and try to feel good every day. So I did. But this is the family.
And your niece drew all the pictures?
Yes. She drew all the pictures. I have another book that's called Jeff Rose Christmas. Jeff Rose Christmas, and their brother and sister. And the book is about him, and she did the pictures.
That's Michael's daughter?
Johnny's.
Johnny's daughter. Okay.
And Johnny's son. Anyway. Okay. Every morning I thank God for my mommy, my daddy, my Rafiki, and my healing. Every morning I stood in front of my mirror and I said, I am a healthy, wealthy vessel of God who lives a positive, productive, and powerful life. My very name, Wayla Kia Samaj, tells me that God has given me good direction and good health for my life, and I believe God. After about 3 weeks, my ponytails were gone, but my smile was not. I did not like getting a chemo shot, but I believe that God and Dr. Ford could make me feel better. One day I was looking at television and I saw this lady who had on a pink wig. I thought it was so pretty. I asked my mom if I could wear a wig like that. I told her it could be my wonder wig. It could make me smile, but it could make other people smile too. The next day we went to the wig store. I was amazed. There were wigs everywhere. There were every kind of wig you could imagine. There were pink wigs, purple wigs, blue wigs, rainbow wigs, silver wigs, glittery wigs, short wigs, long wigs, curly wigs, afro wigs, and pigtail wigs. It was the coolest store ever. So that's her getting her first wig.
I bought a wig in November that is pink on the ends of it. Of course, I wasn't going to wear it, so I gave it to Asia.
Why you didn't wear
Oh my
it?
gosh.
You
I
should have
should've
worn
worn
it
it for
for
y'all.
You should have worn it
I
for us.
know,
That would
right?
have been so funny. That would have been funny.
It was like this, it had a bang, and a bang, and then it's straight, and then the ends are pink.
That would have been
Yeah.
funny.
Asia wear it.
Asia wear it, yes.
Mom
But another
bought
wig
me
like that
2
would be
wigs, and the store lady gave me one for free. Mommy was so happy, I think. She was smiling and crying too, so I really don't know for sure if she was happy or sad. I know I was happy because I left the store wearing my new Wonder Wig. My wig was made of 2 Afro puffs that were purple and pink. My mom bought me pink flowers that I could wear on each puff. Y'all like my pink flower? It's gorgeous. Thank you, honey. My Gigi took me shopping. Who calls their grandmother Gigi?
I call my
You
I
do?
call my grandma great grandma, like
My
Gina.
kid, Mike and Johnny call my mom Gigi.
Yeah.
Or great grandma.
I call my grandma
Uh-uh.
Gina, and my other cousins call her Gigi Mom.
Yeah, so there's different names for grandma these days. Everybody don't call, like Gigi. So my Gigi took me shopping and bought me a silver and gold wig that had bangs and fell on the shoulder. That sounds like your wig.
I know, right?
We're real gold.
Oh, yeah, this a wig. So my Mima, does anybody call their grandma Mima? Call your grandma Mima?
That's what my sister calls my cousin's grandma. Calls her Mima. I call her Nana.
Okay.
So that's what.
So my Mima took me shopping too. That wig was light, bright blue. It matched perfectly with my new school uniform. See, y'all don't have to do it. I had a rainbow color bob wig. Rafiki liked that one. I put it on him. He didn't like it so much after all. I had an orange afro wig that made me look like a big orange. But I loved it. For my birthday, my mommy had a special wonder wig made to match my outfit. My wonder wig was pink, and purple, and teal. It was puffy bangs, a puffy ponytail on the top, and a big fluffy hair hanging down over my shoulders. The colors were like blended all together. I felt wonderful in my wonder wig. 2 weeks after my 7th birthday was my last day of chemo. Yay! Of course I had to get a new wonder wig for that occasion. My wonder wig was red and yellow curls all over. The nurses were very nice at Dr. Ford's office. They threw me a party and painted me a sign that read, Wayla's last day of chemo. I felt very special. I was super excited to ring that bell. I had been waiting to ring the bell that said it was my last day of getting chemotherapy. Ring this bell 3 times well. It's told to clearly say, my treatment is done. This course is run, and I am on my way. I'm pretty sure I rang the bell more than 3 times. Yeah. I know my brother had to have chemotherapy, and when he rang that bell, no, he didn't have to have chemotherapy, he had to have radiation. And he started ringing that bell and he didn't stop. They videotaped it, and I was like, that's more than 3
I
times.
remember he rang the bell.
I would have done.
He was ringing that bell, it was too funny. I was very happy the chemo was over. I began to feel better, and my hair even began to grow back a little. I know that Rafiki was glad. I was feeling better too. Whenever I had to get chemo, I would just lay on the sofa on my bed. Rafiki would just lay right there with me. I told you he was a very good friend. It was almost time for summer to come, but I was excited because I had an appointment with Dr. Ford. We had been to see her for the test again. She was looking at my white blood cells to see if the leukemia was still here. My hair was growing pretty good, but I wanted to wear a wonder wig for the results of my test. I chose my yellow afro puff wonder wig because it reminded me of my big ball of sunshine. When Dr. Ford read the results, there were smiles all around. The leukemia was in remission. Yay! I was smiling and crying at the same time. I told Dr. Ford that I was never worried because my name, Wayla Kia Samaj, means God has given me good direction and good health, and I believe God. The end. So this is like the gold and silver wig. This is like the orange wig.
Is that the one she wore to the thing?
The Afro puff, the orange, but the one that she said that she looked like a big orange. But she didn't care. That's her getting chemo. If you look closer, it was a little boy laying on the table. So I had to make a little girl laying on the table. So that's her, Gigi, or whoever that got the blue, that bought her the light blue wig. I think that was me,
I
Mom.
like
about
that
me.
one.
Meemaw bought it like blue.
I like the light blue. Here, look here.
You look so real.
So I'm almost there. That was the red and
Yellow.
gold, the red and
sunshine
yellow
one?
one.
The sunshine.
With the yellow curls.
Yeah, this is a rainbow wig. And when I went to the store to just do some research, I saw this lady that had a rainbow wig on. And I was like, can I take your picture? And she let me take her picture, but she wouldn't let me take her face. And then when she went out the door, she was like, her husband was waiting in the car. And she told her husband what I did. So this is Sunshine wig. So this is the last one where she was crying. When she was happy. Y'all see it?
Giant yellow sunshine wig thingy.
So this is what I didn't you know, like things just work out how they do. So like I said, it was not my intention to do this at school, but this was good. It was good.
I'm glad you shared it with us.
Yeah. Don't leave. Well, I'm not gonna leave just yet, but I'm gonna leave in a few minutes. But what my intention to do with the book is after I get the book done, I wanna go to hospitals and read the story to hospitals, to kids that's in the hospital, right? Don't you think they'll like it?
Yeah.
But I was, so, these are the other books that I bought, but I'm not gonna read those. But, now hold on a second. But this is a funny story. So I was like, so I'm gonna make Wayla dolls and give it out to the little kids at the hospital when I go to the hospital, right? And so I made, since I had the stroke or whatever, I made like 21 dolls, a lot of dolls, right? And so my friend, she has like a little 5-year-old, and I was like, well, Cam, you want a Wayla doll? Cause I read the story to Cam while I was in the hospital. Cameron came to see me in the hospital, and so she liked the story, and I was like, so after I got out of the hospital, she came back to see me, and I was like, well, would you like a Wayla doll? And she was like, yeah. So I came out and I showed her the doll. And so like I said, I made 21 dolls. So these 21 dolls, they don't have no face. It didn't have no face. It was just like a regular little doll cut out. Because I'm like 21 dolls, and you giving them away, and you making them yourself by hand. I ain't do it on the sewing machine. I did it by hand. So I'm like, this would just be like a little token thing for the kids there, whatever. So it didn't have a face. Cameron didn't have any hair. Cameron say, but it was like it was just like different color fabric. It wasn't like brown or white or yellow or whatever. It was like different kind of fabric, like colorful fabric. Cameron talking about, well, where the eyes and where's the hair? Where's the wig? And I'm like, girl, you 5, stop. So therefore, I had to make the eyes and the face and all that stuff. So,
Mrs. James, Miss James, a
Anticipation.
Wayla doll needs a wig. They should be able to pick out the
Anticipation.
wig they like.
So in my bag, I only have 3 dolls, and I think I only have 3 dolls. So this is the Wayla doll.
Is that the rainbow?
That's cute. I like that one.
So this is a Wayla doll. Now I don't think I can make. So I made the eyes, and I was like, I can draw like I've been like since I've been off, cause I haven't been teaching now for almost a year, cause it's almost February 5th again, and child, whatever. So that's one way to go. That's one way to go. This is another one. She's very similar. No, her mouth is. I ain't gonna even tell you what's wrong with her. What's different with her. So okay, so like I was like when I was talking to Cameron, I was like, well, what color should her hair be? So this is not a normal little girl. She say it should be purple and blue and yellow. Well, she said yellow and orange and pink. And so I went and I actually found a roll of yarn that said every color that she said. I was like, oh Lord, thank you, because I don't know. It was just a miracle that it was that color yarn. So I'm gonna send this doll to Cameron. And I showed it to her when we were doing FaceTime. I showed it to her and she was like, yay, Wayla. You know, like I was like, oh my goodness. So now I was like, I gotta take over. I can't just send it to her in a box. Now I gotta make it into like something nice that says Wayla's Wonder Doll or whatever. So this is what I was gonna do. So that's the third one. I mean, that's the second one. I got 4.
Wait, what?
So here's Wayla with ponytails.
I like that.
I wanna see.
Sorry.
Here's Wayla with ponytails. Here's Wayla with ponytails. And it is just so funny to me because all of this came because this little 5-year-old pushed me. You
That's
know, like
right,
she
somebody,
pushed
she
me.
was stretching you.
She was stretching me. And I
That's like
see her mouth is so different. Her mouth is so different. And so I got the last one. The last one here. I don't know what happened to her hair. Her hair just
I think
got
that was my
jacked up.
favorite.
So I have, and see like the W on her foot,
Yeah.
you know.
That was for
So
me.
that's Wayla's Wonder Wig. But like I said, I made like 21 of these. But now I gotta go back to all the other ones. So if I got 4, and I said I made 21, how much work do I have to do on the other ones?
A lot.
No. How much, how many
16.
dolls do I have to work on?
16.
21.
17.
Wait, so 17.
17, that's right. I heard somebody almost close. So that's it. Does anybody have any questions for me? You have
Can I
no
have a
questions?
Wayla?
No, not that question.
I want the one with the blue puff on. I like that one.
So that is, I mean, so that's my Wayla doll. Wayla Wonder Wig. Yes, ma'am.
Let's go.
It is. Well, you have a good birthday. My best friend's birthday is on February 5th, and every year I call her. Yeah, I mean, like every year I call her. She's my best friend since college. That day I didn't call her. I texted her, and she didn't know. She noticed that something was not right, and so like even when she called me, I didn't answer the phone. And so when I finally let her know that I had a stroke, she was so mad at me. And I was like, she said, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me? Cause like, I don't know if it was the same day or the next day, she came to Clearwater, she lives in Fort Lauderdale. She was so mad at me. Cause I was like, I'm not gonna tell you that I had a stroke on your birthday. And she was like, Monica, are you serious? She was so mad at me. But I did not tell her because it was her birthday. And she was like, you gotta be kidding me. So that's it. Any more questions? I was gonna put it on the board. Because like when I do storytelling, I like to have like the board so you can see. But see, like, I've written a book called, like I said, the book called Jeffro's Christmas. Maybe I can come back and do that one. This is,
I think they like
it's
that.
not Christmas. No, I can't come back because Christmas is over. Sorry.
You can still read it, doesn't have to be Christmas time.
It doesn't have to be Christmas time. Well, when I go to Clearwater, because the stuff is still in Clearwater, and I'm going to Clearwater in the morning actually.
Oh.
So I can't go tomorrow. Go to Clearwater tomorrow. Down by